everyone, Princess Alethea Kontis here, and today, my birthday, I am going to rant for you a Grimm's fairy tale called The Thief and His Master. I have many special guest stars for you today, pretty much my entire family. Hooray! Now, without further ado, I bring to you The Thief and His Master. Once upon a time, there was a man named Jan.
Hello, my name is Jan Jansen. I come from Wisconsin.
Jan wanted his son to learn a trade.
I will go to the Sexton to find out what my son will be. Dear Lord, what should my son be when he grows up?
The sexton was standing behind the altar, and he heard Jan and said,
"He should be a thief."
Jan and his son set out into the forest to find someone who was good at thieving. Deep into the woods, they found a hut inhabited by an old woman.
Do you happen to know a man who's good at thieving?
You can learn what you want here. My son is a master thief.
Jan talked with her son to find out if he really was a master thief.
Your son will be taught well. Come back in a year, and if you still recognize him, you don't have to pay me the loot. And if you can't recognize him, you're going to have to pay me 200 fat ones, you know? Bada bing, bada boom.
The father went home again, and the son learned all kinds of witchcraft and thievery. When the year was over, the father returned, but on his way there, he began to worry that he might not recognize his son and that he was going to have to pay the $200. As he was wandering back through the forest, he found a dwarf.
I apprenticed my son to a master thief. If I don't recognize him, I'm going to have to pay him $200. What do I do?
In this fairy tale rant, the dwarf will be played by a troll named Charles.
Take across the bread. You will see a basket. A bird will pop out. That will be your son.
Jan went to the master thief's house. He saw a basket, so he pulled the crust of bread out of his pocket. A bird popped out of the basket.
Son, is that you?
The devil must have told you. How else did you recognize your son?
The son was glad to see his father.
Let's go, Father.
The father and son set out for home. On the way, a coach came by.
I'm gonna turn myself into a big dog. Then you can get a lot of money selling me.
A nobleman called from the coach.
Hello, my good fellow. Would you like to sell me a dog?
Yeah,
How much would you like for it?
$30.
Well, that's certainly a lot, but it's a fine-looking dog, so I'll take it.
The nobleman took the dog into the coach, but after a while, the dog jumped out the window and turned back into the sun. The son and the father went home together. The next day, there was a fair, and the son had another idea.
I'm gonna turn myself into a fine-looking horse, and you can sell me at the fair. When you sell me, make sure you take off the bridle so I can become human again.
The father took the horse to the fair and sold the horse to the master thief for $100. However, the father forgot to take off the bridle. The master thief brought the horse into his stable, and when the maid came in the next day, the horse spoke.
Take the bridle off! Take the bridle off!
The maid stopped and listened. Oh my goodness, you can talk! She took the bridle off, and the horse became a sparrow and flew out the door. The master thief also became a sparrow and flew after him. They met and held a contest in midair. The master fell into the water where he turned himself into a fish. Or a monkey. The boy also turned himself into a fish. Or a bear. And they held another contest. Once again, the master lost and turned himself into a rooster.
A rooster.
There you go. The boy changed himself into a fox and bit the master's head off. So the master died
I got no head.
and remained dead until this very day. The end. Thank you for joining me for another of Princess Alethea's Fairy Tale Rants with my amazing family. Say goodbye, family.
Just in case we don't see you, it's good night, good evening, and good morning.
I like to say, I love you guys. See you next week.
Bada bing, bada boom.